Let me start with a memory, or rather, a scene. A man stands at a child's birthday party, and he feels like an extra in his own life. He watches other children chase one another with an ease he never learned. He tries to join once, twice, but something in the laughter feels foreign. He doesn't know the rules. He never learned them. You might recognize that feeling. Maybe you were the kid who preferred a book to a playground. Or maybe you grew up moving between places, a perpetual new kid. Or maybe your childhood simply never had room for friends. In the afternoons while others played, you learned other things, rules of survival, quiet rituals, a way to occupy time that didn't require another child's approval. Why does this matter now, as an adult? Because the childhood you lived quietly writes a script you carry into every social room. You bring the same guarded heart to parties, to teams, to offices, to dating apps. You become an expert at observing and a novice at belonging. Let's be blunt. Having no childhood friends doesn't mean you don't want company. It often means the opposite. It means you learned early that trust is expensive. It means you learned to protect a fragile interior by keeping others at arm's length. And protection works until it doesn't. There are a few ways this pattern forms. Maybe your family moved a lot and relationships kept tearing away. Maybe you were different, quiet, awkward, intensely curious, and the other kids punished that. Maybe your home was a place of adults' problems, so you grew up faster, and friend-making became a distraction. Whatever the cause, the result is similar. Social habits shaped by absence. And those habits are subtle. You learn to listen more than you speak. You learn to smile at the right moments and leave before you have to explain yourself. You become the person who remembers birthdays but never initiates plans. You are polite, you're kind, you're reliable, and you wonder why friends don't stay. Psychologists call some of this an internal locus of control, the tendency to rely on oneself. That's not a flaw. In many ways, it's adaptive. It keeps you safe when the world is unpredictable. But it also builds walls, invisible at first, then harder to notice. You don't mean to withdraw. You simply default to a pattern that once kept you alive. When you show up as an adult without childhood friends, certain social mechanics trip you up. Small talk feels like a test. Group inside jokes feel like a code you weren't taught. Playful teasing can feel painfully personal. Even invitations carry a strange weight. Are they real, or are they polite rituals you'll have to perform? That suspicion is exhausting, and it keeps you from risking closeness. So how does this translate emotionally? One word: guardedness. A guarded heart feels safer, but it's lonely in its safety. You may discover you have a deep capacity for observation and empathy, yet you rarely feel the simpleness of being known without explanation. You might crave intimacy, but recoil at its messiness, and that contradiction becomes a lonely companion. Let's talk about the body. Our nervous systems remember. When small social cues once signaled danger, mockery, exclusion, a parent's anger, your body learned to brace. Decades later, an offhand comment can still trigger a tightening in your chest. You interpret a late reply as abandonment. You let a canceled plan mean something larger than it does. The body doesn't negotiate with logic, it remembers patterns. If this sounds familiar, there's important good news. Patterns can be rewired. Not overnight, not without discomfort, but with small, deliberate experiences, your nervous system learns a new story. That is the practical heart of healing social loneliness. Here are concrete steps, small, honest, and doable. Number 1, make invitations tiny. Instead of a dinner that feels like a commitment, suggest coffee for 30 minutes. Instead of a weekend trip, invite someone for a walk. Tiny social acts reduce threat while increasing practice. Number 2, practice the verb ask. Ask how someone's day was and then ask once more. Most relationships deepen not through grand gestures, but through consistent interest. You're not required to perform charisma. You're required to show up. Number 3, create predictable rituals. A monthly call, a standing Sunday walk, a text thread that's simple and low pressure. Predictability teaches your system that people can be steady. It rewires expectation from they leave to they return. Number 4, name the past when needed. You don't owe the room your childhood, but sometimes saying, "I didn't have a lot of friends growing up," in a safe context unburdens the loop. It signals to others why you might move slowly and often opens unexpected compassion. Number 5, tolerate small discomfort. Every new pattern requires friction. A coffee date might feel awkward. An invitation accepted might make you feel exposed. Hold the feeling. Don't run from it. Each tolerated moment is a microscopic repatterning. Number 6, learn to receive. People will compliment you. Let them. When someone asks for your time, say yes sometimes. Receiving is not weakness. It's the other half of giving, and it's a muscle that withers if never used. Number 7, cultivate curiosity over judgment. When a friend cancels, ask, "Are you okay?" instead of assuming it's about you. When someone laughs without you, wonder why, not immediately why at you. Curiosity keeps you open. Suspicion closes doors. There will be setbacks. People will disappoint you. You will misread signals. You may mistake politeness for friendship again. That will hurt. But hurt doesn't mean failure. It means you're trying things the heart hasn't practiced. Now a second scene. Imagine an office holiday party. You stand by the coffee urn. Everyone else clustered in small, sharp groups. A colleague notices you and says, "Hey, do you want to come with us?" Your first instinct is to invent an excuse. Then you remember the smallness rule, and you step in for 10 minutes. You laugh once, awkwardly, but then a real conversation starts. You exchange a number. 3 weeks later, that person texts, "Want to meet for a walk?" You accept. The tiny chain begins. Friends aren't only people who match your childhood fantasies. They can be colleagues, neighbors, fellow hobbyists. People who, over time, decide to be present. Quality beats quantity. One steady person who returns when life gets messy is worth more than dozens of casual acquaintances. There's also a different path, one less talked about. Some people don't need many friends because they cultivate different kinds of belonging. They find it in deep partnerships, in mentors, in creative communities, in spiritual practices. If large friend groups feel impossible, you can design a smaller, richer network that fits you. And remember this paradox. Your history of solitude can be a source of depth. Because you had time alone as a child, you learned observation, reading, imagination. You might have a capacity for solitude that fills rooms with calm. That quality is precious. It just needs to be balanced with connection. So, what does recovery look like in the long run? It looks like more invitations accepted than declined. It looks like fewer automatic exits from conversations. It looks like a slow softening of the body when someone says, "Want to hang out?" It looks like surprise at how much the world can hold you when you test it with gentle courage. If you want help, consider short-term therapy or group classes. Therapy isn't an admission of failure, it's training. Group classes, meetups, and skill-based clubs provide structured spaces where friendship forms around shared activities, not forced vulnerability. These settings lower the social risk. And here's the most important thing. You don't have to erase your past to make friends. You don't have to perform a manufactured self. You can bring your exact, honest self, slow, observant, cautious, into rooms and find people who appreciate that. The goal isn't to be someone else. It's to allow others to know the person you've always been. If you're listening now and you're tired of feeling like an outsider, try this small experiment. This week, send one short message, no explanations, just, "Would you like to grab coffee on Tuesday?" If fear comes, notice it, breathe, and send anyway. Small acts add up. They become the chapters of a different story. We live in a culture that confuses visibility with value. But being seen isn't the same as being known. Friends who know you are ones who return, who bear witness, who sit through the awkward pauses with you. Cultivate those people. Practice compassion for yourself. You were a child doing the clever thing, surviving. You adapted. Now, with patience, you can adapt again, this time toward connection. And finally, be patient with small progress. If you manage one tiny social act this month, celebrate it. If you accept an invitation you would have declined a year ago, celebrate it. If you feel a little softer when someone texts you, notice it and be kind to yourself. These small victories build a life. When the music fades and the party ends, when the lights come up, remember this: having no childhood friends didn't make you less worthy. It taught you certain survival skills, and with gentle practice, those skills can become strengths in the life you build now. You can belong. You can be known. You can be seen and remain whole.